Hello, and welcome back to another Northwood Tales Spoopy Podcast. We are joined by two extra guests.
We've been blessed today.
We
I
have
don't
this
know
one.
how long they'll stay on the table for.
And this one?
She'll probably be here Aria will be here the whole episode. Cersei, I don't know. Especially
We'll
if Aria starts going after her tail here. That might not turn out so good.
Do you have any spoopy stories?
Yes, I have some spoopy stories today.
Spoopy.
Today we are going to be talking about ghost animals.
Oh, spoopy animals.
Kind of like how you were talking about for, what is it, the Queen Mary? That was a ghost cat.
Yes.
But these are different ghost animals that have been spotted here in Minnesota.
Be nice to your sister.
There she goes. She's attacking the tail. Cersei won't be here for much longer with us.
She'll go run away and find the ghost animals.
Yes, the ghost animals. So the first one I want to talk about happened in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, which is on the northern part.
So
And-
close but so far.
Mm-hmm. And these reports occurred from 1957 to 1967. So this is within like a
Wow.
decade that
It's
these
been a
reports were like, it was kind of like a scattered report of everything. And they reported seeing sightings of kangaroos.
I beg your pardon?
So if you're familiar with kangaroos and marsupials, they are not native to America. They are native to
Oh.
Australia.
Oh no.
But these aren't just any kangaroos.
They're ghost kangaroos?
They would suddenly appear and vanish before these people's eyes.
What?
They would just kind of show up in their backyard or like on the streets and just kind of disappear.
They out on the streets. Oh no.
They were said to have abnormal strength and abilities and were vicious. So they were.
Hulk kangaroos.
And I mean, if you've ever seen an actual, like a male kangaroo, those things are
they're hulking out.
scary. Yeah.
They're little beefcakes.
And the stories say that the kangaroos would rummage through trash and supposedly kill a number of local pets. So they're acting like trash pandas, digging through the trash.
Just taking out other animals.
Yeah.
Like, you're a threat. I'm gonna take your trash and your dog.
And they were described to be 3.5 to 5.5 feet tall, which seems kind of. Are they normally that short, 3.5? I thought they were normally like closer to the 5.5.
Sure.
Maybe they were wallabies too. Maybe it wasn't just kangaroos. Phantom
Ghost
wallabies and kangaroos.
Oh no.
And they were also said to have glowing eyes and ghostly characteristics.
Did they escape from a zoo or something?
That's
Where's
one of the
closest
theories,
zoo?
yeah. Dozens of people
Minneapolis
reported.
Zoo, right?
Yes.
And then
the,
Duluth?
the main zoo and then the Como Zoo. But I don't know if they have kangaroos at the Como Zoo anymore.
Oh,
I think they do at the
no.
main, like, Minnesota Zoo.
We're gonna have to check this out.
Dozens of people reported encounters of these aggressive kangaroos, and they've dubbed them big bunnies.
It's funny because Australia hates rabbits.
Well, I mean, the kangaroos are basically like the rabbits
That's
of the states
terrifying.
because they're always in their backyards and stuff like that. So they are kind of a nuisance in Australia.
Can you imagine? You're literally in Minnesota just like minding your own business, hiking through the woods, and you see a giant ghost kangaroo.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like one or two accounts of this, like, oh, they might have escaped the zoo once. This was like the length of 10 years that people were reporting this. From the 50s to the 60s.
Oh.
So they were just like showing up and then just vanishing. And then like after that 10-year span, they just, as mysteriously as they arrived, they just kind of disappeared and nobody saw them ever again.
Oh no.
And I've attached a picture here for you to take a look at of.
You gonna go find
Someone's-
some ghost kangaroos, Aria?
I don't think this is someone's actual photograph of one. It might be. I don't know. I didn't really give credit to anybody.
That's so scary.
Or
this
this is
photo
kind of
is
like what you would see.
terrifying.
This is what you would see if you saw a
That
phantom
looks like
kangaroo.
a demon.
Yeah. Well,
That's
we're supposed
it.
to have glowing
Just
red eyes.
chilling, waiting for kids. Stop.
In the woods.
I know you want to eat the ghost kangaroo, but guess what? You can't. Oh.
Yeah, and like you said, most of the explanations given as to why the kangaroos were this far away from home, which is Australia,
They swam here.
Yeah, because they escaped from the zoo, or they were someone's personal pet that might have escaped. So, those are a couple of the theories.
What rich person buying kangaroos and letting them go?
And the funny thing is, investigators checked at the zoos, like both of them. I don't remember if they were just at the one or if they were at both the zoos in Minnesota. But they checked with them and to see if they had a recent marsupial make a break for it. But the answer was no. So they couldn't confirm that there was any that escaped the zoos.
Oh, no.
So it might have been someone's personal pet or actual phantom ghosts. Phantom ghost kangaroos.
What a joke they must be making.
Yeah.
Imagine being a kangaroo thinking, I'm going to screw with everyone. I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm going to be here.
Yeah. And just a side note,
crazy.
It's illegal to possess any like wild cats, bears, and primates in Minnesota. So like no lions and tigers, cougars, bears,
and bears,
monkeys.
oh my?
Yes. But they didn't say anything about kangaroos. So you could potentially legally own one if you had the right paperwork. But you're just not allowed to have lions and tigers, like big cats or like bears and primates. I think that rule was made back after like there was an incident with someone's like pet tigers or something that like she got mauled.
Imagine what.
Yeah, trying to feed them.
They just get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Don't own big old wild animals, because then they turn into ghosts and they go come find you and
that can cause a lot of damage,
trash.
like invasive species and stuff like that.
I feel like can kangaroos deal with winter?
I don't think so. Which is
Maybe
another.
That's why they're ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Then that makes another thing. That makes it more interesting too. If they were around for a full decade, how did they survive the snow up here? Because they're not meant for that. It's like Australia's pretty. It's pretty dry heat, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
And I don't think they get below like 40 degrees, right? I doubt they get below freezing. If there's any Australians out there watching and listening, do y'all get snow? I don't think you do.
They could though.
They might.
Climate change.
So that is the first ghostly.
It would kind of make sense though, because if they were ghosts, because we don't have kangaroos here.
Mm-hmm.
If the zoos at the time didn't have kangaroos, maybe some rich old dude had kangaroos and they either escaped and died, or like everyone in that perimeter, the household, died, and it's just ghosts.
Yeah. Well, this is just in the city limits of Coon Rapids.
Jeez.
There could have been other reports, but I didn't see anything. It was mostly in Coon Rapids that people were reporting this. Yeah. So that's a little bit...
Kangaroo Coon Rapids.
Mm-hmm. So that makes it a little bit more believable that it might have been someone's personal pet. That they just...
So, oops, I can't take care of you anymore.
Or maybe he's just like... Because people have done that with alligators, too. I don't want you anymore. Whoop, throw them in the river. People have done that with their fish.
That's how we get Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. Fish, lizards, insects, whatever. People just release them and they don't really care. Birds. You know... A lot of different animals.
At my work, someone dropped off a bearded dragon. That poor little dude.
Why would they think that? They need heat lamps.
Yes, and it was cold that day.
Why would they think that they could survive that?
Well, when I got him, we gave him strawberries, and he was happy. So,
well, that's good.
At least he got some.
And somebody took him, right?
Yes.
So he's safe. He's safe.
Still, don't drop off your pets.
No. Not recommended.
Jeez. You got any other ghost animals?
Yes.
Oh, no.
The other ghost animals are at the Minnesota State Fair. Is where these ones...
Oh, no. That is so close to us.
Mm-hmm. Over by the Como.
No.
So the State Fair legend tells of a phantom pig. Other people describe it as a half-human, half-pig called the Pigman, which lives in the fairground's old swine barn.
What?
Uh-huh. More so, I've seen it where the accounts are saying it's an actual like pig, not like a hybrid humanoid pig. But that was another rumor.
Man, bear, pig. Remember that? Like high school?
Yeah.
Oh,
No bears involved with this one.
Man, pig.
Yeah. People report seeing a pig, but when they turn, it disappears. So they see it like in the pens in there. So it's like, oh, it's a normal pig, and then they just kind of like glance away, and it just there's like, oh, it's empty. Like, and most of the pigs there are like the bigger like potbelly pig, not potbelly, but like they're the larger breed of pig.
Yeah, they're like the size of this table.
Yeah, they're big boys. If you ever have gone to any sort of state fair, you probably have seen them because they do them in shows and stuff like that.
No. Just a ghost pig chilling.
And another portion of the legend says that you are not able to take a photo of the phantom pig no matter what kind of camera or device you were trying to photograph it with. And to this day, there is no photographic evidence, just eyewitness accounts.
You imagine, like, you're trying to take a picture of this pig and it's just not showing up on your camera, and then he just vanishes and you're like...
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a vampire pig. You can't take my picture. You can't see me in a mirror.
It's like Funicula. Remember those books?
Yeah. But a pig.
Oh.
But it's not bloodthirsty, so it's just a ghost
Pigula.
pig.
Oh,
that sounds wrong.
What have I done?
That sounds wrong. This one's kind of believable because granted, it's not like a slaughterhouse that this is. Yeah. It's you're bringing your animals to show. A lot of people take really good care of their animals.
Yeah. Well, what if
especially
the pig
if they're
really
show
liked
animals?
It? So when he passed, he's like, I got unfinished business at this fairground. I never won my blue ribbon.
That could be too.
I want my blue ribbon, and he just vanished.
He just really liked that stall. He's like, I'm gonna stay here.
Or, just thought of this, shapeshifter.
No. No, I will not. No. I'm not even gonna play with that idea. No, thank you. Why would they come out in the daylight,
pig.
though?
True. And he's a pig.
Yeah.
Oink, oink. But then he's a man.
There hasn't been accounts of him hurting anybody. He just likes to play hide and go seek, basically.
Like the kangaroos?
Yes.
You see me? No, you don't. Hello, goodbye. That's so scary.
Yeah.
You're just like chilling around the... What if you work at the fairgrounds off season and you start like hearing this pig man? Like, oh, shit, there's a pig here. You go in, you see him for half a second, you go to turn on the lights, and he's gone.
I'm sure.
Like that.
I didn't hear any or see or read or anything like that accounts of like workers and volunteers saying anything about it. It's more so just like the people visiting. So
interesting how just visitors.
But there's been more ghost activity too that has been reported by the volunteers that work there. One that I didn't write it on my list because I was wanting to focus more on the animal ghosts. But there's also reports of a ghost that kind of sits on the grandstand where they played the music. There's a ghost that
like
people have reported.
Kelly Clarkson comes, that big one?
The big one, okay. Yeah. They like
big.
To watch the concerts. But this is a human ghost.
Oh, it's not man pig?
No.
He just chilling. Kangaroos show up. I love this song.
Animal party.
Oh, no.
No, the other one I want to talk about...
is this ghosty boy?
It's kind of a ghost. It's a little bit different.
Kind of a ghost?
Yes.
Shapeshifter.
No. Another report says that there's a small bird at the Ye Old Mill, which is the oldest attraction at the fairgrounds.
What? Birds.
Birds. I know I don't like birds. When they're in enclosed spaces, I don't like them. If it's like out in public, it's fine. But the Ye Old Mill is the oldest attraction on the fairgrounds, and it's the original kind of tunnel of love for the state fair, but it doesn't really look like it. It's kind of it doesn't look like it would be your typical tunnel of love.
Tunnel of ghosts.
Yes. The bird might be a ghost or simply a bird. They think it's like a crow or a raven, but they don't really know what kind of species of bird. Mm-hmm. They don't know what species it is. They were saying that it was like a small brown bird. And it's thought to be a reincarnated spirit of a former maintenance man whose name was Wayne Murray. He passed in 1986. And after his passing, every year since, a small bird has flown into the fairgrounds and disappeared into the Ye Olde Mill Ride and makes a nest in there. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's kind of, I wonder if they just took notice of it after his passing or if they're just like randomly like, oh, it's the same bird that keeps showing up and making a nest every year in this ride. But he used to be a maintenance man on the ride, so people think that he's kind of overseeing it after his passing and just kind of either, it could be a ghost bird, it could be a reincarnated actual bird of his, and he just kind of watches over the ride.
I like both ideas. It's kind of, if you really love something, you're going to come back.
Yeah.
Be like, this is mine. I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
And then I disappear. But then I'm here. But you don't see me.
I'm just sneaky. I'm a bird. I'm going to just watch. The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Illuminati.
And then other witnesses reported strange things happening while riding on the Ye Olde Mill Ride. They kind of feel a presence behind them on the boat.
What?
Even though there's no workers in there and there's nobody there. But it's also dark, so maybe they just have like a feeling.
Yeah.
And other people feel a tapping on their shoulder despite there being no one behind them.
Oh, no.
So that could be him, though, just being like, hey, no hanky-panky in there, you know?
Oh, hey, you enjoying the ride? This is my ride.
Right, yeah.
You imagine you're just chilling, a bird is just on your shoulder, just shows up.
He's like, hey, what's up? I just want to talk. I just want to see what's going on.
And then you see the pig and he vanishes.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting that there's a couple different ghost animals that kind of happen on the fairgrounds. I'm sure there's more because there's so many animal activity type of things. There's horses, horse shows, cows, a lot of different things. Llamas. Or maybe it's alpacas. Maybe it's both. Chickens.
Humans.
Yeah, there's so many humans.
Like 30 billion humans in a small area.
Yeah. But it's super fun, though.
I don't understand.
The food's great. You get some ghost encounters. You can do some paranormal hunting there. You can go to concerts.
We should go at like as soon as the gates open. Is that like 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that?
I don't know.
I feel like it's early. We should go and then go on the ride and be like,
buy a ticket.
Yo, any birds in here?
Yeah.
Squawk.
It's a chill ride. It's kind of, if you've ever heard of the Tunnel of Love, you just sit on a boat and it just kind of takes you through. Yeah. Oh. But I don't know what else is in there. I would assume there's like lights
and camera. We find this bird man. Then we find the pig man pig.
The man pig. Yeah, I haven't spotted him. I've been to the swine barn a handful of times. I've seen baby pigs being born, but I have not seen a ghost pig.
What if he's one of the baby pigs? Oh, no.
He just shows up, hey.
Hey, what's up? Now I'm a baby pig.
Baby pig.
Instead of a man pig.
He reincarnates himself into a baby.
Yeah. She's like, I don't like your ghost stuff.
But I don't know if I believe in the ghost pig, because that could easily be just like, oh, he just like randomly. Like,
yeah, you see, and then he gone.
Maybe you think he's in the pen, but he's not. Maybe it's just maybe they moved him. I don't know. The bird one, I kind of like that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I find that really interesting.
I'm loving the kangaroo.
Yeah.
Just these monster kangaroos hopping around causing mischief.
That's the most bizarre thing. Like for Minnesota, a kangaroo just hopping around.
Several people for several years are like, we're seeing kangaroos, guys.
Yeah, that's the strange part about it.
Love that. Well, we don't hear ghost animal stories often.
No, it's not really that common. Like when you mentioned the cat from the Queen
and
Mary,
that's only
I was like, what?
Because of Shane Dawson's ghost hunting series, where one of the workers just happened to be like, ghost cat, and I'm like, what? Ghost cat in the pool. Ghost cat. Who's taking a cat on a boat? Come on.
Yeah. Rich people.
And then leaving it there.
Rich people.
Rich people.
There's a correlation here.
They're getting cats, they're getting kangaroos, and they're losing them, and they turn into ghosts. Oh, no. Are you gonna turn into a ghost? Ghost cat.
She might. She'll haunt us for the rest of her life. Feed me, human.
We just hear screaming at like 3 a.m. from this one.
It's plausible. I can totally
yeah.
I can totally see that happening.
I do think she's a reincarnated rich person, so it makes sense.
She is very much like
if you're watching and you know her personally, yes. Mm-hmm.
But she's a good girl. A good kitten. But that's all the ghost animal stories I was able to find for Minnesota, though. But
there's gotta be more.
I'm sure there's more.
Ghost cow. We have so many.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. There's plenty.
Ghost deer.
Yeah.
Ghost snapping turtle.
Oh. That would be an interesting one.
He just snaps at you, but he doesn't, like, he actually doesn't, like, get you. I would be so scared.
But let us know if you guys have any experiences with any ghost animals, whether it's in Minnesota or, like, other places. Or do you guys have any, like, legends of random ghost animals or random, like, invasive animals just kind of showing up out of nowhere and just disappearing?
Mussels in the water.
That's kind of a crisis that's happening right now. Anyway, that's real. Those aren't fake. Those are real.
Love it. If you've been to the Minnesota State Fair, let us know. Mm-hmm. If you've been there and saw the ghost man pig, let us know.
Spoopy man pig.
Spoopy man pig. We're going to go on the ride when is it, August?
Yes. Yep.
We're going to go. Come find us. But in a nice way. We're going to find this man pig together.
You can find the man pig. I want to find the bird.
You hate birds.
I know, but he seems sweet because he's an old maintenance man who used to work on the ride.
What if you get pooped on?
I don't know.
You're just chilling on this ride. He poops on you.
I guess that's fine.
That's all right.
But thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our spooky ghosts.
A spooky animal man pig.
Man pig.
Man pig. And Cersei.
Yes, and Cersei.
Okay.
A residential reincarnated old lady cat. Yes.
She's like, yes. Me? Confirmed. Oh.
But thank you guys.
Yep. See you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.